I kind of winked at this with Tage Thompson, and that is if the Buffalo Sabres have another season like they've had the past 14 seasons, who sticks around?
Don't laugh.
Who should?
You know,
None of
that's
them
one.
have to.
I again, like I wonder about Tage Thompson there. We talk plenty about the Florida Panthers and can they three-peat. We tend to focus more on what's happening up top, but make no mistake about it. It's very. Let me put it this way. I wonder if the Buffalo Sabres are having looks at their team, and this is like I'm talking like ownership level, and going in sort of markers of 20 games, 20 games, 20 games, 20 games, and then making their decisions. Because let's not forget, Yaremchuk is there. And trust me, people there feel it, that maybe the next general manager is right there. And if the Buffalo Sabres have another poor season, if the Buffalo Sabres have a poor start, do we see the rare in-season firing of a general manager? Now, I want to defend Kevin Adams in one very specific way, and that even though they lose J.J. Peterka to Utah with that trade, and I know Kesselring's hurt right now, but I do think that the Buffalo Sabres are a more complete team given Doan and Kesselring in the lineup. They're a different team, and the 29 goals is going to be tough to replace. You cross your fingers, and you hope that Jack Quinn is going to be to have a bounce-back season. But that is still a good trade. Like, I will defend Kevin Adams on that. The problem is that enough? And is that enough, to keep Rasmus Dahlin happy? Is it enough to keep Tage Thompson happy? And then if they're not happy, then you're right back into the same cycle that saw Ryan O'Reilly go to the St. Louis Blues and win the Stanley Cup, and Jack Eichel finally say, "No mas, I'm done here."
Yeah, those are fun.
Not the
times
most
in
positive
Buffalo.
story. Not the most positive story, but nonetheless. And it's too bad because it's such a great market, right? Like, those are great, like, not just Buffalo Sabres fans, but like hockey fans. Like, those fans will tune in to not just Sabres games, but Penguins and Blackhawks. Great. Look at the numbers from Buffalo. They're good. Like, that is a really good hockey fan base that's just had it so bad since the Pagulas bought this team. And who would have thought that when we saw that press conference and there's Gilbert Perreault sitting in the front row, and Terry Pagula's got a tear in his eye and he's thinking of the French Connection and whatever. If I wanted to make money, I'll drill another oil well and go spend money. Darcy Regier, and here comes Christian Ehrhoff and Ville Leno, and money's flying around. That we'd still be looking at the Buffalo Sabres and saying, "Man, they got to get in the playoffs this year, right?"
Can you imagine you're down by a goal and Knobloch's standing there, looks up, minute and a half left, goalie comes off, and he goes, "All right, Connor Leon Tage."
Can I float an idea to you?
Is it about Tage Thompson? Because it's basically all I want to think about now.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And I don't want to steal the thunder because I saw this idea. I'm sure it was Bond Burner. Usually I strongly disagree with a lot of the stuff those guys say, specifically on the Oilers. The other stuff is fine. What if they moved Buffalo?
Market's too strong.
It's not. They were like bottom 5 in attendance last season.
Yeah, but that's because they stink.
But what was Winnipeg? And I know there's like the corporate sponsor thing, and I don't know that side of it for Buffalo, but like when they moved, like weren't they a very well supported team? Like there's all this conversation of like, we're expanding, but it's Houston, Atlanta, and Phoenix. Are they going to expand 3 teams?
There's no way they'd ever move Buffalo. Because the upside, if you can put a good team in Buffalo, it's sell out every night and all that.
I agree with you 100%. But they never do. You know what I mean? Like you can talk about like what if they do, but it's like, but they never have. Well, they have a very long time ago. But they're one of the most talented teams in the league. Honestly, like you look at their players, you're like, that guy's awesome, that guy's awesome, that guy's awesome. But somehow they just can never do it. I think it is like an absolute long shot, by the way. But like, if they're looking at the teams, like it's like, oh well, it kind of makes sense.
How much do you give up for Tage Thompson?
Everything.
Howard, 2 firsts. I mean, what? Like, where do you even end, right?
The equivalent would be like a Timo Maya. which was Mukamadulin.
Buddy, it's more than Timo Meyer.
But that's where you can start. That's
Okay.
like a good building block, I think, because obviously he has so many years left.
Yeah. God, I hate looking at this Timo Meyer trade because there's 40 names.
It was like Mukamadulin, wasn't Zetterlund in it?
Yeah.
There's 5 players from it. Like Scott Harrington was one of the players moved, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So if you go Howard is the Mukamadulin piece, former first rounder.
Sure.
Probably a bit better, obviously, than Mukamadulin.
Yeah, and I would say at that time too, Simon Nemec was their number 1 defenseman, and Mukamadulin was 2 or 3. I don't know if Luke Hughes was
So
there.
you trade your number 1 prospect. Fabian Zetterlund was in the deal. So who's he now on the Oilers? He's
Zat Podkolzin.
Yeah. So you're going to trade Howard, Podkolzin, a first and a second. Oh my God. I don't even care. Like, just trade everybody if you can get Tage Thompson on your team.
I don't think you would have to trade Howard and Savoy like Matthias Janmark thought maybe could happen there.
Buffalo probably just wouldn't want Savoy back either.
Yeah, they did trade him at the end of the day. I think you could maybe get away with something like that as a building block, which is, people might not think that's too high, but like, again, you look at that Timo Meyer. I know it was a few years ago, but like, I just couldn't think of like an elite player at that level.
Yeah.
Like, was there anyone else you could think of off the top of your head?
I mean, like, just because it's Buffalo traded Eichel and a third.
That wasn't even that bad.
Krebs, Tuck, a first and a second. So again, that's harder to put into Oilers terms because we don't have an Alex Tuck we can trade.
What was Alex Tuck at the time, though?
He was good. Like
he was good. So he's 29 now. So he's just come off an 18-goal season, had a 20-goal season, and a 15-goal season. He was probably about 25 if my math is correct.
He's obviously better than like Podkolzin was, but maybe not as big of a gap as you think at that time.
Yeah, like he's become a 30-goal scorer a couple times now.
Yeah. I mean, I would also take Tuck from Buffalo because he's sweet.
In a heartbeat, yeah.
You'd have to re-sign Tuck. Tage has like 5 more years at $7.1 million.
He is, yeah, his contract ends 2030, which is when everyone on the Oilers contract ends anyway.
$7.1 million. Like, you want
27.
He's 27? Like,
Yeah.
you want to keep Connor McDavid past his 2-year extension. It gets real easy to do it when you go, Connor, Tage is still only 30. And he just scored back-to-back 48-goal seasons for you or whatever that. He would score more than that here. He's a right shot. He's 27. He can play center or the wing.
Taylor brought up a good point. I don't know how I forgot about this guy. Mikko Rantanen.
Oh, that's a big name that was traded recently. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Taylor.
The difference would be expiring deal versus not.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're not going to find a direct comparison for a Tage Thompson.
So the second Rantanen deal, because the first one, right, it's like Natchez and all of that
Drury,
shit.
Yeah, I think it'd be more the second one because you'd have a player who's like, I am not staying here.
Stankoven, a first, a third, and a conditional first. Stankoven, 2 firsts, 2 thirds.
I'm all in.
So Howard, 2 firsts and 2 thirds. Yep.
Do you know what? Too. No, I won't say. I was going to say maybe you could get rid of one of the first because of the potential of Howard, but Stankoven's like a
better
year
than
older
Howard.
than
Yeah.
him. You're definitely more established in the NHL. That's a big one.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Everyday, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.